If you love something so much, let it go. If it comes back, it was meant to be. If it doesn't, it never was. Sometimes our light goes out, but is blown again into instant flame by an encounter with another human being. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. In everyone's life, at some time, our inner fire goes out. It is then burst into flame by an encounter with another human being. We should all be thankful for those people who rekindle the inner spirit. Happiness is nothing more than good health and a bad memory. I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. At times our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. The only thing of importance, when we depart, will be the traces of love we have left behind. We are all so much together, but we are all dying of loneliness. In the hopes of reaching the moon, men fail to see the flowers that blossom at their feet. He who does not reflect his life back to God in gratitude does not know himself. The greatest discovery of any generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering the attitudes of their minds. Seek always to do some good, somewhere. Even if it's a little thing, sow something for those that need help, something for which you get no pay but the privilege of doing it. Do something wonderful, people may imitate it. Constant kindness can accomplish much. As the sun makes ice melt, kindness causes misunderstanding, mistrust, and hostility to evaporate. The purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others. Man can no longer live for himself alone. We must realize that all life is valuable and that we are united to all life. From this knowledge comes our spiritual relationship with the universe. True philosophy must start from the most immediate and comprehensive fact of consciousness: I am life that wants to live, in the midst of life that wants to live. Wherever you turn, you can find someone who needs you. Even if it is a little thing, do something for which there is no pay but the privilege of doing it. Remember, you don't live in a world all of your own. Anyone who proposes to do good must not expect people to roll stones out of his way, but must accept his lot calmly if they even roll a few more upon it. The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives. If a man loses his reverence for any part of life, he will lose his reverence for all of life. The interior joy we feel when we have done a good deed is the nourishment the soul requires. Everyone must work to live, but the purpose of life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others. Only then have we ourselves become true human beings. As soon as man does not take his existence for granted, but beholds it as something unfathomably mysterious, thought begins. Man must cease attributing his problems to his environment, and learn again to exercise his will, his personal responsibility in the realm of faith and morals. Man has lost the capacity to foresee and to forestall. He will end up destroying the earth. As we acquire knowledge, things do not become more comprehensible, but more mysterious. The full measure of a man is not to be found in the man himself, but in the colors and textures that come alive in others because of him. As we know life in ourselves, we want to understand life in the universe in order to enter into harmony with it. Eventually all the pieces fall into place. Until then, laugh at the confusion, live for the moment and know that everything happens for a reason. Compassion, in which all ethics must take root, can only attain its full breadth and depth if it embraces all living creatures and does not limit itself to mankind. There are only 3 ways to teach a child. The first is by example, the second is by example, the third is by example. As we understand life in ourselves, we want to understand life in the universe, in order to enter into harmony with it. Whoever is spared personal pain must feel himself called to help in diminishing the pain of others. We must all carry our share of the misery which lies upon the world. One who gains strength by overcoming obstacles possesses the only strength which can overcome adversity. One truth stands firm. All that happens in world history rests on something spiritual. If the spiritual is strong, it creates world history. If it is weak, it suffers world history.